date. Shoshank couldn't have taken the Ark, but his lost desert city of Tanis did provide inspiration for Hollywood. In Raiders of the Lost Ark, the Ark is found in Tanis, apparently. Is there any kind of justification for this theory?
I don't think there's any justification for that at all. There's no Egyptian record and no biblical record, so I don't think there's any basis at all other than the filmmaker's imagination for choosing Tanis as a site for the lost Ark to be stored.
There was no real historical evidence for the idea that an Egyptian pharaoh had captured the Ark. But there was just possibly another way that the Ark could have arrived in Egypt. And I had to rule it out if my own theory was to hold water. Could the Ark of the Covenant have been brought here by the Israelites themselves? There is a theory that a group of refugee priests smuggled the Ark out of Jerusalem before the fall of the Temple in 586 BC and sought sanctuary in Egypt. I'd heard rumours that in the south of Egypt, close to the Sudanese border on Elephantine Island, during the 5th and 6th centuries BC, was once a Jewish temple. According to some accounts, it was a near replica of the Jerusalem temple. If that was true, then it could have been the perfect hiding place for the Ark. I took a hot air balloon so I could see the priest's possible route laid out before me. In a way, you can see the whole history of Egypt from here. You see the Nile, a superhighway of the ancient world, going north up towards Cairo there, and south towards Elephantine Island. This is the way that if the priests had taken the Ark, it would have gone along the Nile, deep into the south of Egypt. And on both sides of the Nile you can see this fertile land, this strip of land, not more than about a mile wide on both sides, and then beyond that, in all directions, desert, as far as the eye can see. Quite extraordinary. If the Ark came this way, then it must have been taken by boat. How important do you think the Nile was historically?
لغاية بلاد الأرياف بيجيبهم بياخذوا خضار والحاجات بتاعتهم برضه بنرجعهم بالمركب كان ما كانش فيه لسه أسفلت ولا فيه عربيات والخضار والرملة والزلط كل حاجة بنقولها بالنيل ده قبل العربية وقبل القطر وقبل كل حاجة ده كله كان مهم الحق النيل.
Elephantine Island, just across the Nile from Aswan, was once one of the great crossroads of the ancient world. Trade routes from here led into the heart of Africa and to Ethiopia, and back down the Nile to the Mediterranean. The island itself was the perfect garrison town, strategically placed in the middle of the Nile, guarding the route into Egypt. Guide Muhammad Abdullah showed me around. What evidence is there for a Jewish presence on Elephantine Island?
Really, there are papers telling us about the Jewish colonies on Elephantine Island here.
In 1893, Charles Edwin Wilbur, an American journalist and amateur archaeologist, discovered an ancient hoard of papyrus manuscripts near Aswan. They mentioned a Jewish presence on Elephantine Island and described a Jewish temple. And where exactly did they have the Jewish temple?
Just right here.
Down there?
Down there. Under the bricks.
Jewish troops were sent here in 650 BC to help the Egyptians in their war with the Assyrians, and they remained here until well after the destruction of Jerusalem. What was the security situation like here?
Very bad in the south. A lot of communities traveled together in war, and that caused a lot of troubles in the north.
It seems the Jewish presence on Elephantine consisted mainly of mercenaries, hardly a religious community. I began to wonder how holy this so-called Jewish temple really was. Professor Mohammed Al-Hawari has examined the ancient papyri.
and has found new information that casts doubt on the supposed Jewish nature of the temple.
It is written in the papyrus that this temple has 5 gates for 5 gods. Each gates have a name of gods, not all gates for Yahweh. So that is another evidence that this temple not for Yahweh only Yahweh. This temple is for many gods.
Not only was Elephantine Island effectively a war zone, but the supposed Jewish temple here served more than just the Jewish God. I couldn't